Where are we? What have we done? Where are we going?
What do?
Where is?
If you guys haven't long rested, I suggest you click the long rest button.
No, I already did that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was something I
Need a
completely
long
forgot
rest.
about. Did we actually gain the benefits of a long rest?
Yes.
Sweet,
Yes,
I'll go
you
ahead
all
and...
slept after the battle.
I didn't even need a long rest.
You didn't do much other than knock my head off.
Yeah.
Or, well, Noodle Boop's head off.
Hooray!
Trauma.
I no longer have
Because
level
he
2
came
exhaustion.
after me and I had to protect myself and my goblin
Level
friend.
2. You should just imagine you just keep the exhaustion going.
Remove the exhaustion levels.
All right.
Now
So,
you're at 3rd level.
I mean, so I'll go ahead and start this.
Time to start.
So, last we left off in the Olten Passage, the party had finally revealed the news to distraught Natsu that their companion Noodle Boops had passed. After, gaining a new ally in the cleric known as Killy, for simplicity's sake.
Hmm.
The party then proceeded to go over to the nearby, my tongue is getting all sorts of tongue-tied. I hate this.
Yay! Tongue-tied.
The party makes their way to a small coastal village by the name of Dragon's Rest. Within this village, they find various figures, a strange merchant, an interesting leader of the town, and several kobolds. But with the death of Noodle Boops hanging over the rest of the party, it wasn't as positive a visit as anyone had hoped. After some time and conversing with the leader of these people, everyone had learned that this place is constantly plagued by undead assaults night after night. After a supposed sort of, say, curse, appeared upon that of the lake, causing the dead to rise with the moon. The party then proceeded to prepare and subsequently defend this town against a rather large undead conglomerate known as the Zombie Clot. The battle was fierce. The battle was tough. But no one died in the end. Except a undead Noodle Boops that had risen and then subsequently died again. This time nearly losing his head.
We prevail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Regardless, we're going to go ahead and cut to a few hours later. The party is currently asleep, resting. I believe you all would likely have found a place to sleep within the church, as it's generally the safest and most spacious of the places. Like, generally speaking. If you have any problems with this, tell me now.
Saphir is still very much
I
passed
sleep
out
on
on the
top
floor
of
where he was
Saphir.
before.
Gotcha.
I just watch over them as they sleep.
Okay.
Can I sleep on top of Sophia?
Yes.
The kobold are my children.
No, he's the dad. He's the dad in
He
this.
is a dad. He
oh
is
no,
a
the party
dad,
has
for
2
real.
dads now. Double dad party.
Daddy Sophia.
Wait, you blessing us with not ones and 20s?
Thanks, whoever's giving those blessings.
Is that a good and bad thing? I'll take that blessing anyways, May.
Dang. All right.
The 50-50 blessing.
But yes,
Anyway.
I would watch over them as they slept because I usually watch over the kobold.
Mm-hmm. So, with that all being said, we're going to take a brief moment to look to that of your dreams, Sophia.
Oh, no, not again.
Similar to last time.
It's a nightmare. You see Noodle Boop say, "You ain't efficient."
So, Sophia,
Mm-hmm.
you find yourself in a pristine marble room. There's a red carpet underneath you with some tassels on its ends, and that of a sort of brilliant gold. The walls around you are decorated with various icons of shield imagery, as well as a small picture of what seems like almost like a stock picture of happy family, but with no real discernible facial features that you can define on any of the figures present in the picture. In front of you is a large steel door, and behind you is that of a large wooden door with some slight reinforcements. There are also a few chairs scattered about the room almost haphazardly. Some of them are on the side, some of them are sitting upright. Two of them are just pressed up against each other. All over the place.
Is there anyone
Besides-
else here with me?
Looking around, you do not see anyone. Though, coming to your senses, you hear the idle ticking of a clock.
Do I see a clock nearby? Or is it just kind of all around
No.
me?
You just hear the sounds of a clock. Looking around, you do not see a clock for the sound to be coming from. Furthermore, looking around, you don't see any lights on, even though this place is perfectly lit. It's like looking at a game that hasn't turned on its lighting engine. You know the look.
Yeah, I know.
It's
So-
bright.
So, looking at all of this, not seeing anything that's positive or negative to him, Saphir just kind of ponders to himself. Wonder if this means I've died and moved to the other side. And he kind of just looks down at himself, expecting to see something, like, morbid.
Looking down on yourself, what would you say, Sophia? What would you say you would look like before you got into your current line of work?
Ooh.
When things were better for you?
Oh, no. Before things went bad?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Like, not necessarily like your body shape, but like what you would wear.
Well, first and foremost, Saphir would have his scarf, because he's had that for the longest time, and he's never really let it go for anything outside of, like, emergency reasons, so he's always got that on him. Aside from that, he would have no jacket, because he would have got that later. His shirt is replaced by something much older, more raggedy, and his pants similarly so. And instead of having like proper boots or anything, he would have something akin to more sandals. I'm not sure what like the proper term for them is, but you know those ones that like go up your shin a bit, and they're not like beach sandals or anything, but they're definitely open toe.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You would have
I think
something
those
akin to
would be sandals. The other ones you think about would be freaking flip-flops.
yeah, I
But,
guess so.
Yeah, what you're describing would be more of a sandal.
Yeah, he would have roughly those kinds of sandals, obviously also very worn down, like he's clearly had them for a while. And aside from that, his hair would be a noticeable degree shorter than it is currently. Just very average looking Sophia.
All right. So, as you get a look at yourself, you hear a knocking on the large steel door. Just a boom, boom, boom.
Does it persist? Like, is it a constant thing, or is it just like a
No,
periodic?
it happens, and if you don't do anything for a while, it happens again. If you keep waiting, it happens again, but this time with like a little bit more speed.
After like the second time it happens, Saphir would begin walking towards the door, and the third time it happens, he would begin like not really sprinting, but more like jogging towards it, as if like to respond to the increase in urgency and frequency.
So, as you're doing this, Killy,
Yeah.
you are also like at this point you would need to have some kind of rest at some point.
Mhm.
Like thankfully you're an elf, so you just do some meditation.
Yes.
Happens to work out fairly well. And we'll say that at this time you would have been told by freaking God, why am I forgetting everybody's names right now? Runara.
Over.
Sorry, it's been a while. I've been all over the place today.
It's all right.
What was that? I was told by Vecna. Did you
No,
say Vecna?
Runara. Jeezums.
Go to
Vecna is
sleep.
not a part of this. Golly. I'm not bringing in an Orchlich. No, thank you.
Vecna reads you a bedtime story.
Once upon a time, everyone died. The end.
Yes. Runara tells me to sleep.
So Runara basically tells you to get some rest, since you and everyone else here has likely some big plans that you guys are gonna have to do tomorrow.
Mhm.
And subsequently, as you've slept, or well, meditated really, you find yourself in a vaguely familiar space of a large marble room with several chairs thrown about, a red carpet with golden tassels on the sides, and various small, decorations on the walls with shield imagery. You happen to find yourself sitting on a chair as you see Sophia suddenly, run on by, making his way to the steel door.
Sophia.
I just
Though
sit
he
there
is
and
dressed differently than you remember.
watch. Oh.
Well, yeah, Sophia is currently wearing some much cheaper clothes. Kind of a little ragged. He's got some like sandals on. They're not quite flip flops. But they are open toe. They kind of go up the shin a little bit.
Would you say he looks younger or older?
I would say physically he looks the same.
Okay. So seeing Sophia, I just stay in my seat.
Mm-hmm. So, Sophia,
Mm-hmm.
you make your way to the door. As the minute you get up close to it, you see there is no handle to the door.
Oh, wondrous.
For like right at eye level, a part of the door slides open to reveal that of like this small glowing light, similar to like a star. As it just glows there, and you hear a voice say, "Name."
Saphir hesitates for a moment, Saphir Leone.
You hear what sounds like the scratching of writing on a clipboard before the little slide closes shut as an outline of a smaller door upon this huge steel door appears, and a handle kind of just pushes out from it.
How comical.
And your
I
voice once again go, "Please make your way through. You're being expected."
expected. Saphir kind of mutters out loud unintentionally as he walks to the door.
Moving over, Natsu. Well, actually, I see that you were currently muted.
Yeah, I was waiting.
Oh, okay. Cool. Natsu,
Yes.
you find yourself, sleeping as within a dream now. Unlike that of Killy and Sophia here, you find yourself sitting on a small patch of grass in what seems to be a void. Like a small patch of grass in the middle of nowhere.
Hmm.
As after a moment of sitting and looking around, you hear a voice from behind you go, "Hey, care for a drink?"
Who are you?
I'm guessing you're turning around towards the voice? Okay.
Yes.
As you turn around, you see what looks like a goblin, or rather, like something close to a goblin. They vaguely resemble Hutchis, though they're wearing this rather odd getup of this sort of red tunic and a very long red hat. Behind them is a very large executioner's axe that's bigger than they are.
I suppose I can drink with you.
As you say this, from the grass appears a very small table with some, like, teacups that seem to be made of wood, but not in a way of like they're carved. More like someone made a tree that grows into the shape of a teacup. It's got bark on the sides.
Now that's cool.
I will say, Natsu, do you mind rolling me a nature check?
Nature check. Sure. Let me see. It's the one that just says nature, right?
Yep. Hmm.
18 total.
Ooh, 18. Lovely.
Yeah. I love 18.
18s are very nice.
And so it begins.
Yes, and so it definitely begins.
Our luck has already been great.
So, looking at this thing, you already had this faint feeling of familiarity before it clicks in your head looking at them that this is a fae. This is a fae known as a redcap. Though his behavior is strange compared to how redcaps are from what you're familiar with. As redcaps tend to be super angry, violent, just generally not fun fae to be around. other Fae, tend to stay somewhat clear of them, considering typically all a red cap does is kill whatever it sees.
I hope you're not thinking of killing me.
The red cap looks up to you and raises an eyebrow. And why would I do that? We're having tea.
Okay.
As he
it's
picks
just
up
that
his
kinda
cup and
scared me.
takes a sip. Hmm? Ah. Well, I mean, he takes a sip from his tea. Gotta give the right impressions. Don't want people to
Yeah.
try and, treat me wrong.
I would never do that. You look awesome.
And you're a walking entity of destruction. It's impressive.
Thanks. I take pride in my work.
Meanwhile, back with Sophia. Don't worry, Calico. We'll get to you in a second. I know you haven't had anything to do yet. Don't worry.
No, do.
Yeah, I know. Very sage. So, Sophia,
Mm-hmm.
do you go through the door?
Yeah. Sophia feels like a degree of apprehension at the things that are happening right now, but he's just kind of going with the flow right now. So he'll go through the door.
Mm-hmm.
No time for second guessing.
So, as you go and open the door, there is a flash of blinding light. As Killy, you see Sophia standing in front of the steel door. A light engulfs him, and then the light goes out, and Sophia's gone.
I will now get up from my chair and go towards the door.
Mm-hmm.
Is it time for
As-
my appointment yet?
Chef swap.
As you go and make your way to the door, the little slide opens up again. A small star that, at this point, you're somewhat familiar with. That within your line of work, you know is known as the direction.
Mm-hmm.
It's more or less like, back in the old days where if you ever had to make a phone call, it had to first go to a call center, and they had to be like, all right, gonna go patch you through to whoever
Operator.
you're going for. An operator? Yeah.
Yeah.
The direction is basically an operator for, we'll say, divine communications.
Catch me in with home, please. Ah,
As-
yes. Dolores, hello.
Man, everything seems to be great. Hope the economy stays intact.
Oh,
Anyway, so you make your way up to the door, and direction. Spots familiar line of name.
Lejulis Dungihim.
It says you do not have an appointment for today. That is
Then
strange.
Shall I wait?
Who are you wishing to commune with?
My sister, if I could.
You can hear the flipping and rustling of papers from behind the door. You're the one that tries to stretch this, aren't you?
Indeed.
Hmm. Well, I could allow it, though do know that us up here aren't going to be very happy with it.
They haven't been so far.
All right, if as you wish. As the little slide closes and, the outline of a door appears and a handle, merges out from the door.
And I will open the door.
Mm-hmm. Now, cut to Calico. Calico,
Me.
you are, at this point, not asleep.
No
At
sleep.
this point, morning has already started, and the general attention that like all of the kobolds have been trying to give you, just fawning over your slaying of the clot,
Mhm.
has kind of made it a bit hard to sleep.
Mhm.
As you are, awake currently, to your side comes over Lyra. She takes a seat next to you.
Mm.
Hey.
Oh, Lyra, how are you?
She kind of winces in pain for a moment. Better than yesterday, I suppose.
That was rough.
Yeah, you've got that right.
I almost said something. I should have said it.
That was No.
I didn't put the buddy down.
Dang. That's rough, buddy.
No Avatar references today.
Anyways,
Mhm.
yeah, that was a tough battle. Even though we were well prepared.
I only worry what would have happened if we were less prepared than that.
Yeah, I fear it would have been worse.
Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, I've been up for a bit, talking with Renara. Seems she has a rough idea on where she could send us to deal with her cursed lake problem, or whatever's happened with her lake, I guess.
Oh, the lake. So we have more information now about the lake.
More like we have more time to discuss the information.
I see. I would
Either way,
definitely
how are you holding up?
kind of. that was quite a battle, and getting knocked down on my feet. And I'm glad we have Killian. That could have been worse.
I shudder to think what would have happened if we didn't have him around. Regardless, good job on, taking down the giant blob of body parts.
Yeah, thank you. I'm still feeling some of the exhaustion from that fight, even though I've had some time to rest.
I think everyone's feeling that. Meanwhile, back with Natsu,
Yes.
the red cap goes and takes another sip of their tea as they kind of look over at you. So, you enjoy your companions? Having a good time with them?
I am. They're just like family.
Mmm. Attached to him, huh?
Uh-huh.
Dangerous thing in your line of work.
It'll be worth it in the end, I hope.
And what if they pass? Like noodle poops. Hmm?
The only thing I can do is to protect them. So I'm gonna
What
do
if it's not
everything
enough?
I can in my power.
Hmm?
I'm gonna do everything I can in my power to not let that happen anymore.
He raises an eyebrow at you. And what if that's not enough?
Then I'll make it enough.
No, I mean, you seemed pretty absent when all of your friends were about to die, yesterday.
Hmm.
It didn't seem
Well,
like,
I almost died.
Hmm?
I almost died the last time. I didn't want that to happen either. I also wanted them to get more action in instead of me just kind of like taking all the fun away from them.
You like to share the violence. Can't say I respect that, but whatever. You both impress and disappoint, Natsu.
Well, then what can I do to impress you?
What else? Play more into your violence. Really get in there. Make everything afraid of you. Show what kind of beast you are.
Glad to.
Excellent. As I have a feeling, sometime in the near future, you may want to push it a bit. Want to leave a good impression.
Now.
My tongue screwed up what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
That was
You're
so
fine, you're fine.
cute. So cute.
Damn, she pulled a me.
But also, I know who you're
I
talking
was
to.
actually so focused in character that my tongue decided to like not work for me.
Tongue, work, tongue.
I was in chaotic evil mode.
Oh,
no.
Chaotic evil. Now you're chaotic evil.
No,
I
like
mean-
just like as like a metaphor, like as in I was like so deeply in my character that I was like, you know what? I think I might just do that.
Do it.
Anyway, you were saying?
I straight up forgot what I was gonna say.
It's the
What,
jelly.
what was what the Fae thing said?
He said that he has a feeling in your near future that you should really tap into that. Make a good impression.
You know what? I think I might just do that.
Excellent.
Now my tongue is getting so bright. I am beaming with energy.
Well, if you're bound to go and cause some violence and chaos, I can go put you somewhere where you're not supposed to be.
Now that sounds like fun.
You want to go somewhere you're not supposed to be?
Sure, why not?
The minute you say that, you disappear from the space as
Oh,
you
no.
suddenly reappear right next to Sophia, wearing strange clothes.
Sophia?
I
Sophia,
know who you were talking to.
you find yourself currently within that of like a very cold room made entirely of various types of shields. The floor, tower shields. The walls, kite shields, and bucklers and similar things. The
Sophia?
ceiling, similarly.
Are you okay, Sophia?
The ceiling, believe it or not, shields.
hmm
Sailing
There is a
with shield?
chandelier that is made
Made
out
of
of
shield.
the straps of shields for a chain,
Jesus.
and then subsequently shields for the actual chandelier.
Table, shield, chair,
Everything.
shield. Would you like a goblet of wine? Shield.
Sophia, why is your room so
A
weird?
shield goblet.
I actually,
What did
I
you
have,
do to
I have a
him?
critical question. I have a critical question. So,
Yeah.
I haven't acknowledged either Keely or Natsu at this point. Would I even perceive them as being around me would I have at any point perceived them? Or is this like,
It's up to you if you'd perceived Killy or not. Since Killy appeared on a random seat off to the side. So there's a chance you just didn't even notice them since you were focused on the door at the time.
okay, for that
Natsu,
one,
on the other
for that
hand.
one, I'll go ahead and,
Not so
and
on the other
rule.
hand.
For that one, I'll go ahead and rule that no, Saphir would not have noticed Keely. As for Natsu,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
roll
Natsu
this.
just blinked into existence next to you in a small puff of leaves.
I'm gonna
There's
roll.
a
Okay,
100%
I'm gonna roll a
chance.
d20. I'm gonna roll a d20, and depending on the result, it'll be a yes, I notice Natsu, or a no.
I'm gonna vote you probably won't.
That's a 9. I don't notice
Nine.
Natsu.
Yeah.
not like intentionally or
So,
anything. I'm
unaware.
just.
Unaware.
It's just I'm so focused on whatever's happening in front of me right now that I kind of want to pay attention to that.
Mhm.
Can I poke Sophia and make him notice me?
As always, just poke him.
If you want to poke him, you can. Do you poke Sophia? Okay, yeah.
Poke, 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 poke.
Sophia, you're currently being poked repeatedly by Anatsu.
Poke?
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm
Dude.
focused on whatever's going on in front of me.
Okay.
Not working.
Can I roll to make him forcibly notice me?
You're gonna punch him so hard he notices.
I,
Actually, hold on. Let me
I-
let me do this in character, sort of. Natsu, when you're poking Sophia, it doesn't seem like he's really thinking too hard. Like his mind is elsewhere, and he's just kind of focusing on whatever's happening in front of him. And it's kind of weird because usually Sophia's kind of on top of things. Usually he's aware of his surroundings and usually pretty receptive to you and your antics. But this time it's just not happening. Like his mind is half here and half somewhere else.
So, as you stand in the room, multiple shields from the ground suddenly rise up and form that of a small table. As a few small candles appear on the table with the flames that suddenly light upon them, resembling height shields. Just everything in here, literally everything seems to be made of shields. Or at least in the shape of a shield.
I'll stop poking him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. As this table rises up, 2 chairs appear in front of it. Subsequently, made of shields.
Okay. Seeing 2 chairs, Sophia will just go to the nearest one and sit in it.
What are
Feel
you doing,
fear.
Natsu?
What was the last thing that was said?
2 chairs made out of shields have appeared, and Sophia is walking over to sit in one of them.
I'll sit in the other.
Okay. So, as you both take a seat, there is a moment where just nothing happens before all of the shields in the room begin to ladder against each other for a moment as a small, like, spark of light just materializes in the room.
Oh.
As this happens, some of the shields come flying off the wall and come towards this small ball of light and make a ring around it. Before some more shields start coming over and make 2 other rings. Each of these rings being made of different shields. One is made of tower shields, one's made of bucklers, one is made of a basic flag shield. Imagine similar ideas in shape to that of like a biblically accurate angel. You know? The rings within rings within rings.
Be not afraid.
Be
Sir,
not
this is the most
afraid.
terrifying moment of my life.
This is my most fascinating moment in my life.
Many shields.
So,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah, go
no. So, basically, Sophia's not reacting to this a whole lot. He's just kind of sitting there expecting, just expectantly waiting for something to happen. More significant, I guess.
More
So,
significant.
as this thing forms, there is this odd moment for both of you in which you are suddenly acutely aware that the thing that is formed in front of you is a god known as Brundon, a god of protection. As this happens, a voice reverberates through the room that sort of echoes off of all the various bits of metal, upon all the shields. You, both of you. I may have inquiries for one of you, but it seems that my space has been invaded. As this is being said, Natsu, your seat like hops up slightly.
Hi.
Frightened to speak. You, Sophia. Tell me, child. Tell me of your woes.
My woes. Where would I even begin? If you're aware of such woes, then surely you already know of the woes themselves. To be aware of something's existence would also mean on some level that someone of your caliber would be aware of their effect on someone. Is it really necessary for me to detail such events?
You need not explain them entirely. But there is purpose to simply saying your woes, mortal. There is reason to explain things to others, as a lot of the time, you yourself will gain a better understanding for having said it.
Saphir looks down, still not really noticing Natsu. But if Natsu is looking at Saphir, he has a somewhat pained expression on his face, as if he's about to confront something he hoped to not revisit for quite a while. My woes.
You need not.
It can be summed up quite
moment.
simply.
Oh, golly.
Sorry, I keep interrupting.
It's fine. Yeah, I was gonna say there's a moment as the ring stops spinning as you interrupt.
Different.
What else?
Or just continues rotating.
What else needs to be said? They needed me. And I wasn't there. I couldn't protect them. And now I've lost another. The more time passes, the more I begin to realize. On my own, I can't protect anything. Anyone. And Sophia kind of brings his hands up to kind of in front of him, as if he's examining himself in a mirror.
Mm-hmm.
What do I have to give? What do I offer? What good do I do anyone as I am now? And he sort of clenches
There's
his
a moment.
fists tightly as he says this.
Mm-hmm. Despite, despite Brundon not really having any facial features, you are acutely aware of wherever he is looking. As Natsu, you feel them begin looking over to you as Sophia says this. You say you have naught to offer, but you stand as a pillar for a small child.
Sophia kind of perks up upon hearing this. And I'm going to roll another d20.
D20.
Still not aware of Natsu. Still not aware of Natsu's presence, but seems to understand that Brundon is referring to Natsu.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't need me. She's more than capable of caring for herself.
She needs you more than you realize.
Why would she?
She is easily influenced. She may be safe out there. She may be able to take care of herself in most circumstances. But she is young, easily molded. There are forces at play who would like to turn that power to their side.
And what can I possibly do to stop that? She's stronger, more capable than I am. And naive though she may be, something tells me she is...
Yet she listens to you. She may be strong, but she respects you. She calls you father. You seem to be so far lost within your despair that you do not realize the role in which you are set to play.
Sophia kind of ponders for a moment, as if he's not entirely convinced that he's capable of filling any major role. And kind of like lowers his hands and begins just looking at the ground contemplatively.
Within a matter of 2 days, You managed to explain to a child raised by the Fae the most normal behaviors within that of the Prime world. She converses. She understands. She's grown to be a companion with that of what was once her enemy. She would not have done this before meeting you.
I've done nothing special. Anyone with half a brain could have accomplished what I did.
Yet you were the one that was there when no one else was. It always bothers me that you mortals like to make the excuse that anyone could have done it, and you think that that is an excuse. Sure, anybody could have done it. Another person could go and raise her to be good. But they didn't. Because they weren't there. You were the only available option. I'd say your companions weren't exactly well equipped to go and teach this small girl to understand what is right and wrong. And to save her life when things went poorly. Unlike your companions, you stopped what you were doing. You immediately went to make sure that she was okay.
Gonna roll another d20. Still doesn't notice her. I am effectively making judgment calls to see if Sophia notices you at any point. And
Bro,
I have it set to the d20.
already, man.
I have it set to the d20 so that any odd numbers I roll means he doesn't notice you, and any evens he does. But he hasn't
This is
rolled an even
okay.
number yet.
So fair.
Bro.
Come on, man.
I'm sorry.
Roll an even number and notice me, damn it.
It's a story. It's a story. He'll notice you soon.
We'll continue.
Surely.
Sophia kind of perks up upon hearing this and says, I may have managed to save her life, but it wouldn't have been in danger in the first place if I just had more power. The only thing I can ever do is run to somebody else who's more capable.
Power and power and power. Is that all you mortals care about?
If I had power, maybe they'd still be here. Sophia looks like on the verge of tears by this point, Natsu.
But you do have power.
Oh. I'll roll another d20 in that case. 19 still doesn't notice you.
That is infuriating.
Who's talking to me? What?
Y'all hear something?
He just doesn't hear her.
But you do have power, Sophia. You need to look inside yourself to understand it.
You blind yourself by what could be. You're stuck in the past.
Maybe you're right.
Sophia, I will give you this warning. If you remain stuck in the past, you will leave the present behind, letting for her to have an unknown future.
Sophia kind of gets, like, visibly choked up. Like the thought of condemning Natsu to something worse than whatever future he could give her is, like, terrifying to him. Then tell me, what can I do? Why am I here? What's the purpose for all of this?
To give you a choice. And to see if you're even worthy of that choice.
All right. Lay it on me.
You're familiar with clerics? I know you are. And with that, I'm sure that you'd understand what I am to offer you next.
You would like for me to exercise your will, is that it?
In a sense. But unlike other clerics of my faith, I want you to protect her. Now, yes, I represent protection of a lot of things. And if you can protect others, all the better. But for your own sake, and for the future of yourself and for that girl's, protect her and guide her like the father you're supposed to be.
I'm gonna roll one more d20 and see if this finally allows Sophia to notice.
You better notice me!
Oh?
Sophia,
Finally.
Be your daughter.
upon hearing this, slowly begins to notice another presence next to him, as if she was meant to be there. And without turning to face her, Sophia looks at Brundon, begins walking forward, and says, sorry, I'm dying here. He says, as if you needed to tell me that. I'd have done it without your interference. But since such an important mission is being imposed, I suppose it'd be pretty stupid to back down.
Never back
Then you
down,
accept
never
the
what?
offer.
Sorry, say again?
Then you accept the offer.
If it means keeping her safe, I'll accept anything.
The minute you say that, you wake up. Natsu, you also wake up.
You are now a cleric.
I'll give more descriptions in a second, but I am being pulled away to go deal with the thing.
How could he?
Deal with things.
I don't know.
Anywho, I'm still meditating.
What? Meditating.
I can't believe it. Sophia's had character growth?
Wow.
Character progression.
Who could have seen this coming?
Meow meow.
Meow meow.
Meow meow.
Out of character,
Why?
Sophia has finally accepted
Why
the
are we
mantle of
meowing?
fatherhood.
Become the father.
You're my daddy now.
I can't believe I have to be responsible for this child.
I mean, you already were.
Well, yeah, but now it's
You
like...
already were.
Well, yeah, but now it's more legally
It's not
binding.
canon. It's not canon.
Now it's more legally binding. It's more legally binding now.
Daddy Sophie.
Tell your Fey
You are
mother and or
religiously
father that I'm not
bound.
paying child support.
You better pay your child support.
I'm already raising you. What more do you want?
That's true.
That is the child support. Getting raised.
Here's your child support. I'm in your life.
Yes. If he's raising you, he doesn't actually need to pay child support.
In fact,
It's the other way around.
in fact, get your Fey mother or father on the line. They owe me some money now.
That's actually how it works.
Child support.
Calling on the phone.
Calls the Fey.
Wait, I need to go back to sleep.
No, you don't. You don't need sleep.
Goes back to sleep. Operator,
Sleep.
get me their mother.
Goes to the Divine Operating Center. Hi, I need you to get me on the line with.
Divine
I need you to get me on the line with this person here. Yeah, I don't care if they're busy. Patch me through. Wake up, deadbeat! You owe me some
Accidentally
child
knocks them.
support.
I don't care if they're awake. Put them to sleep now.
Put them to sleep.
Like in the middle of whatever they're doing, they're just knocked out.
Hi,
Interrupt.
hi, yes,
I'm
Divine
very
Divine
veg.
Operating Center. I need you to patch me through to this Fey individual.
Intervention.
Yes, I can hold. Divine
Seriously.
divine intervention, but it's just sending magical bills of child support.
I'm back, and I'm just hearing like using divine intervention for child support.
Magical bill.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was telling Tomaway to get in touch with her Fey mother or father and tell them they owe me child support now.
I'm sorry. I don't got parents. You're my dad now. Own it.
I'm doing that. I'm quite literally doing that now.
God.
Yeah.
All right, we ready to get back
My-
into it?
Down, never what?
My leaky is not gonna like me.
Mhm. So, a quick cut over to Killy. Killy,
Yes.
you do know this is going to take up one of your charges of divine intervention
Divine
or
intervention,
channel
yeah.
divinity. I think it's channel divinity. my
Yes,
bad.
channel divinity.
Yeah, you don't have
Done.
that. Yeah. But you find yourself within a familiar space as you open the door. As you are currently at, well, in this case, it'd be at base, memory serves.
Mhm.
Or if anything, it'd be a camp. Yeah, knowing them. So you find yourself in a camp, a very familiar looking camp. As you see yourself as this sort of transparent image. You know, your hands are see-through, your armor is see-through. You yourself are just see-through. As you see a familiar figure currently resting on a nearby bed. You know who it
I will
is.
Go to her. Yep. I will go to them
Mhm.
and I will speak their name.
Mhm.
Hana.
There's a brief moment as they kind of stir for a second. As Helena, golly, I'm dying.
What?
The power of family connections is just too much for me today, I guess.
Too much.
The familiar bonds are too strong.
What just happened?
Something.
Me choking as I try and speak a name for freaking Killy.
A lot of it.
Yeah, Halanovan
Slice marble
kind of
down.
stirs for a moment as they only open up their eyes kind of slightly as they look up towards the ceiling of their roof. Not ceiling of their roof. What? Ceiling of their tent. As they don't look directly at you or anything, but kind of quietly say, "Hey, I expected you were going to say something sooner or later."
Yes. I do not know how long I have, but I am now in a party and things are going quite expectedly.
Well, that's good. Have you gotten any information?
Not yet. Soon, though, there is a goblin in this party.
Hmm.
I am unsure if he will make the mission difficult.
That certainly complicates things. So the group you're with has a pet.
So it seems.
I mean, if you can get a moment to be alone with him, you could try and stage an accent. Help them out in the long run, at least.
I could, but they are quite protected.
He's good. Or she. I don't know which.
The party does have quite a powerful child.
Does she seem like material for the group?
It is possible, though she is quite untamed, you could say.
Wow. Wow. I guess that means you've got two additional things to worry about then. If anything, see if you can find a way to get rid of the goblin, for their own safety. Maybe see if you can sway the girl. Sounds like she'd be a nice asset.
We'll try.
As she says this, you can see your form is starting to fade.
Rest well, sister. I do not
Rest.
know if I shall return. My leaky may be quite. I may be in some trouble.
Well, hopefully she forgives.
Indeed.
As she says this, you open your eyes from your meditation. As Renara did stay to her word, she's been watching over everyone as you see everyone else is starting to get up.
Good morning.
Natsu, can you get off me? I'm still kind of tired.
Well, you're comfy.
Should
I
have
don't
expected
wanna
that.
move.
Alright, fine. Sophia will gradually begin to get up from the floor that he was passed out on, all the while, like, very dexterously, like, maneuvering Natsu between his arms so as not to remove her from him, and just kind of gets up now, cradling her, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
So, Natsu, as you are being cradled, you have this, like, for like the briefest moment, like a slight pang of, pain, like in your head for a second, like a split-second migraine. As off to the side, just, standing in, the middle of the church, you see that red cap from earlier. Just kind of leaning up against the statue of the large dragon in the middle of the room.
Huh?
Kind of looking to you and with a eyebrow raised.
Hmm.
Well, you didn't exactly cause any chaos like I'd asked you to. And we'll say, the rest of you do not see the red cap or hear him.
Oh no.
Oh, red caps? Oh,
Yeah, I knew exactly what he was
Alright.
talking about.
I love them things.
More
I
or less,
love
I was
red cap.
actuated by what was going on.
Natsu, who are you talking to?
My friend.
Looks over to the direction she's either looking or pointing at.
Imagine
There's nothing there.
I will pat
It's
them on
like
the
the
back.
statue of this dragon, kind of where she points.
You know, Natsu, I bet that dragon statue's a real good conversationalist, but let's try to keep things anchored in reality, you know?
I
They're
will
not gonna be able to
stand.
see me.
I will stand
What do you
behind
mean?
Sophia and pat him on the back.
Mhm.
She is still a child. Let her have fun. Yes.
I suppose that's fine, but we can't let her get too... We can't let her get too enraptured by her imagination. At some point,
She
You know,
does. She does have the goblin to have conversations with too.
Sure. Mm.
I could barely hear you there, Natsu. I'm sorry.
Imagining? I'm not imagining anything. Jerk. Mm.
Soph-
Punches his leg.
Saphir looks...
This is like still snoozing.
Saphir looks kind of, like, disappointed in himself whenever Natsu calls him a jerk, like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to upset you.
Like, oh man,
Breaks down into tears.
Immediately.
I'm sorry.
How could I? Fetal position.
Look, it's fine every once in a while, but just don't get too wrapped up in whatever you're seeing, alright? You never know when something like that might come back to hurt you.
I was just talking with my friend.
Yeah, as I say that, the red cap kind of giggles her voice like, wow, you think I would hurt her? That's funny. Ah.
Does Saphir see Calico around, by the way?
Calico is, I mean, they would be with everyone else here. They would be with, if anything, they're probably a
Right.
bit further from the group, probably near the edge of the church. I'm currently sitting next to Lyra.
All the kobolds still there.
None of the
kobolds
kobolds are
be
here
like-
currently because they had to go to sleep. But As this is going on, you could see some of the kobolds have started waking up and are making their way up the path, likely to resume talking your ear off.
The kobolds
Here
would
they
actually sleep in one room, all in a pile.
They do, actually.
all on top of each.
Yes,
Like,
that's
it's not one room, it's two, but yeah,
Yeah.
there's like 3 hammocks they have set up and they all share the same space.
I think I'm just gonna stand up for now, okay?
All right. But stay close to us. We're going to be heading out soon.
Okay.
So Saphir says this while still looking relatively tired, despite the fact he got a full night's sleep. Like, he's still kind of exhausted.
Well, yeah, I mean, getting a
Real.
long rest doesn't get rid of all of your exhaustion.
Well, I know that. I'm just putting it in the context.
Too real, actually.
I'm saying it for everyone else,
Okay?
so
so
they know.
how was your conversation with your god?
Who, me?
Yes, you.
Wait, you saw that?
It seems you did not see me.
To be honest, I didn't see much of anyone else whenever I was... wherever I was. I only noticed Natsu a little bit towards the
So-
end, but... I thought that was just a me thing.
Was that your first time there?
If by first time you mean the first time a god has ever deigned to grace me with its presence, then yes.
Wonderful.
So, for you, Killy, you'd be a bit more knowledgeable of this, considering you've interacted with the divine a few times at this point. So that large marble room, it's got all of the strange images and all the chairs and all that. That is a space known as the space above, and it's basically like a divine waiting room.
Even before I even started saying anything, is my appointment here? No.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea, but apparently I do have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Behold,
point.
Yeah,
the
the space
div-
above is like a giant waiting room,
behold the divine DMV.
pretty much.
D&D.
With the direction being the operator that brings you to whatever deity is interested in
Yeah.
speaking to you. Usually, the only entities that ever end up in the space above are clerics or very high-end religious figures, like a pope or a or a saint. It's not an easy place to get into, but usually those who are either called there by a deity or by those who are very religiously inclined can get up there. Anyway,
Hey, Sophia,
So-
I want to talk to my little friend.
You go right ahead. Just remember, stay close.
Okay?
so Natsu,
Yes.
so you go and make your way over to the red cap.
Hi.
They go and just simply give a nod to you. It's interesting now being in the space where you are standing next to someone that is about as tall as you are.
Ah.
In fact, he's actually a bit shorter than you are. He's about 3'6".
You're almost as big as me.
He gives a nod. Don't need a lot of height when you're good at tearing people apart.
Absolutely. Being small's the best.
Get their shins and feed it to them. Now,
I do apologize for not doing what I was asked of you. It's just, there was just a lot going on, and I was so fascinated what was going on in the entire room.
it's acceptable. Though you know better than to cross the Fae. I'm quite cross with you. But mistakes can be forgiven.
I'll do better next time.
I got another request for you.
What is it?
So there's a bunch of kobolds, that are coming up, right now. They're over there. I want you to remove one of them.
What do you mean by remove?
Kind of raises an eyebrow.
Removed from existence.
My
You
children.
mean, like, unalive? Or just
A
pick up
fine word for it. Unalive? Yeah, that's a fine word for it, yes.
Oh
Not
no.
You're very smart. I'd say maybe do the blue one. I don't think anyone's going to miss him.
Damn.
Okay.
The unnamed one? No.
At this point, I'm wondering: is
Didn't they
Sophia
all have names?
is Sophia hearing any of this? Like on Natsu's end, at least.
You'd just be hearing Tomoe's response. Not Tomoe, yeah, Natsu's responses.
So you just suddenly hear unalive here. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, if Sophia's hearing
Okay.
hearing that, he's like, And if he is actually hearing that, he will now begin keeping a closer eye on Natsu.
Meanwhile, Killy's going to all his kobold. I will cast. What is it? What's this spell?
What spell? Spell?
Yes. Hold on. It's time for breakfast. And they must eat. So I cast create food and water. So I am actually going to use a spell slot.
Yay!
Huh?
Well, that means everyone gets to have food for today and not need to worry about using a ration. How fun.
Food.
Yes. I create food and water
My friend
for
has to
everyone.
What kind of
venom.
food?
Alright. So, what would the food that you create be, dear Killy?
Hmm. I guess it'd be a couple slices of mutton, you could say, and some bread and water.
All
A
right.
side of, I guess, beans if needed.
Occasionally you give beans.
Yes, knowing the kobolds, some of them don't like beans.
All right. So you go and feed everybody. As this happens, Calico, as you've been sitting with Lyra, you hear the familiar pattering of multiple feet as the group of kobolds has made their way to surround you once again, while eating bits of mutton, and one of them having beans with it,
He's got
just
me.
staring intently at you.
Stare. Do I still have Lyra's there too?
Lara is still sitting next to you.
Enjoy a meal.
As she sees them coming, she does stand up, look to you, and's like, "You're on your own with this." She walks away.
Wait.
Abandoned.
As happens, immediately the red collar says, "So, how did you do it?
Oh, you.
How do you do this?" As he makes like swinging motions with his piece of mutton.
Have a good one, Gary.
I guess Calico gets up. I guess he's gonna demonstrate.
Do not play with your food, child.
He's gonna swing his Morning Star. Let's see. How do I want to do this? All right. I'll demonstrate for you how I do this. I'm gonna roll an acrobatics check for this to if he messes up. So he's gonna like throw the Morning Star, flip it up in the air, and he's gonna try to do like a thing. I'll see what I roll. 13.
So, are you trying to do
think
like a trick, or are you just
Yeah,
like genuinely show how you can swing the Morning Star?
kind of like a trick he's doing. I don't think 13 is enough.
That'd be more of a performance check.
Performance check.
Yes.
Wait, where is performance? +1 the performance.
You're putting on a show here.
So he flips his Morning Star up in the air, and then it comes down like at full force, almost about to hit him over the head. He's like, but he still like does a 360 swing after that. He's like this, but he's all clumsily, but he still goes.
Throws up Morning Star. It lands 10 feet away.
It lands 10 feet away. Let's say he barely caught it and he continued with the move he was showing. That's
All right.
basically it. Not as expected.
Oh. The kobolds stare intently.
The kobolds are enraptured.
Sure.
They are fascinated.
He says, or did I say that before? I guess he says it again. It's more of the wilder than it is the weapon itself. Remember that.
Ah. They continue to stare, amazed at your words of wisdom. Meanwhile, Natsu,
Yeah?
as this is going on, you would see the blue kobold like slowly making their way along the path. They were a bit behind everyone else, as they are currently all alone, as they have gone and dropped that of their small thing of beans, picking it up off the ground.
He's just a boy.
He dropped the beans? No.
He spilled the
No,
beans.
don't
No.
eat that. Ah,
He's gonna go eat it.
children.
Can I kick him.
You want to kick the kobold?
Yes.
So you're going to go over to the kobold.
I want to try and kick him into like knocking him out at least.
Well, he
Sophia,
is next to a ledge. If you go into the session, you can see where everyone is currently placed.
oh, is that running now? Oh, I didn't notice.
I was just about to say, by the by, session is running.
Okay.
Zombie clot, what's it still doing here?
Corpse.
I would definitely like to kick him and watch him fall off the edge.
Okay.
So,
Kick
would I be able to do anything regarding this, since Sophia is like very much keeping an eye on Natsu after hearing the nonsense she was speaking?
So,
I'd assume.
so how long do you think it would take for you to do anything? Because currently you would just see Natsu walking over, this way towards the kobold.
If she's walking this way, Sophia is keeping very close to her, because he's already promised to take care of her, so this would be something he's gonna start doing more regularly from now on.
Mission accepted.
As you get closer, Natsu, the red cap, appears behind, this kobold, like a small puff of red mist. As they kind of look to you, they look past you, like, well, you're gonna have to be sneaky. You have someone coming over to try and stop you.
Can I try to kick him and have him fall off, but pretend that I tripped and I bumped into him?
I would say you'd have to roll me a deception check to see if you
Or you
could
could just-
convince Sophia that it was an accident.
You could just trip into him. It would still do the same thing.
18 total.
18. Golly.
Yeah.
I'm guessing I would be
Sophia, do you
Yeah.
mind rolling me an insight check, Sophia?
insight. I'm not great at those.
I don't think you're gonna pass anyway. Yeah.
5.
Tomoe, this isn't fair. You steal all of my luck. You can't do this to me.
It would not be perception. In this case, Natsu is trying to deceive. She's putting up an act. She's lying. In order to see through a lie, you need to succeed on your insight. Insight is your character's ability to understand something's intentions.
Oh no.
Meanwhile, I
Or,
grab a
the
pillow.
Could have used the anti-lie spell. I think
Zone of
there
truth.
is one actually.
Zone of truth.
No one will notice.
Okay,
Grabs pillow.
so I can't. So basically, I can't discern if she's doing this intentionally or not.
No, you would not, and considering it is a trip.
So following that,
Yeah.
would I at least be able to react to the situation and try to save the kobold?
I would say, if anything, I would allow the kobold to see if he can at least be able to. Okay, never mind.
As expected.
No, Cobalt. Stop him, Killian. Stop her.
I will have to jump.
That is
The
a
first dive.
total.
Whee!
Yeah, that was a 5 total on that deck save.
Hmm.
Ooh.
Man, I'm doing a horrible
Yeah,
job.
I guess
So-
Calico doesn't see this, does he? Or he has all the kobolds in front of him.
Yeah, probably
Yeah, you have all
not,
the
in all
kobold.
fairness.
You're a little occupied.
So, Killy, I will say, Hutchins is still sleeping in the corner, and nobody is watching you right now. I heard what you said earlier as a joke, but
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
just bringing it up.
he could lead me to more.
Nice. So, I was going to allow you to roll a thing, Zofir, but with this roll being so low, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to kind of let this go.
Oh man, there's nothing I can do.
I mean, you could maybe try and do something after the fact, but he is going to be knocked off the ledge. So, Natsu,
Yes.
in a rather brilliant scheme of deception, you trip into the kobold, making a motion like you're gonna try and use the kobold to balance yourself before you fall. As well, technically you do this, you also shove him off of the edge.
Damn. Killian?
Quick,
Do I hear him
And-
screaming?
As this happens, there's a brief, it's like, huh? As he begins falling, there's a solid, half a second, full second delay of the kobold not realizing what's happening.
just
We're
a
going, oh, I'm falling!
Huh?
Falling!
just a quick question. How far down did you say this cliffside was?
About 90 feet down from where you're at.
How steep is it?
Oh, he just
Done
might
for.
might just be dead.
Fairly steep. I would let's see, you got about about 35 feet across is where the bottom of the cliff face is, down in this region, where the texture work kind of ends. So 35 feet across, 90 feet down.
So
Oh, I forgot. Are we?
at what angle is this
game?
going down at? Because if he's just rolling, or
I
is he
mean-
straight falling at a 90-degree angle?
It wouldn't be straight falling from this spot. He would be
What?
rolling, though it would still be quite a fall regardless.
Oh, okay. That's what I was confused about. I wasn't sure if it was a sheer drop or if it was slanted so that it would be rolling instead of. Okay, no.
Yeah, it is slanted. If you look on the map, you can see the general things. If someone had fallen over here, you have much more of just a direct drop.
Okay, in that case,
yeah, okay.
there is something Sophia would do if it's slanted at an angle instead of just a sheer
First
drop.
dive!
Yeah, pretty much. He's gonna dive after the kobold and try to catch him and not really climb back up, but more so roll safely towards the bottom. If that's a thing I can do.
Sure, you want to do this?
You know, let's make a judgment call. Evens, evens, he's doing it. Odds, he's not. He'll reach out. Odds, he'll run over and reach over, try to grab him, but fail. Evens, he's gonna dive down and try to save him. He's diving.
I forgot to open the map this entire time.
He's diving.
Okay. Roll me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Okay, dex save. And since I only have one level of exhaustion, it's now only a -2, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Seeing this, Billy sighs and prepares to actually just slide down this way for a while.
So that's a 15 going down to a 13.
Okay.
13. Okay. Okay. So let me go ahead and start doing this. Shablamski.
I hope you're happy with the
Okay.
bad decisions we're making.
Oh yeah, this has
One
been
dice.
quite
Two
interesting.
die.
I can't believe I can't
Jill,
believe
you're also making your way down the cliff face.
Pardon? What?
That I heard you say something about sliding.
Yes, since it's not technically a drop, I would actually just slide on the way down.
Okay, I would
If
need
I
you to roll
could.
me a dexterity save as well.
Awesome.
I can't believe
So-
Natsu got 3 people killed.
Do I see them sliding down the cliff?
Three. Let's go. Let's go.
3.
So, oh boy.
Immediately drop.
Look, do I see any of them?
Likely not,
So
considering
you
there's
got
I think there's a
that, which
wall
is
between you and
add in
this.
This.
Oh, I thought it was
Okay.
open.
So, Keely, you go and like get ready to slide down, the cliff face, as immediately you lose your footing
My
and start
child.
rolling down the hill or the mountain.
Oh no.
Immediately, just slamming your head against multiple rocks. Like bouncing on the floor multiple times.
It's fine.
As
breathing?
you are going to take 39 bludgeoning damage.
Uh-oh.
Ooh,
Natsu,
do I
you
hear any of the rolling
Natsu.
or anything?
Natsu, you killed him.
Fear.
Mm-hmm.
You go and like you do manage to maintain your footing for a little bit. Like you manage to get to around like here before you lose it and subsequently start tumbling down with the kobold.
Uh-oh.
I don't suppose I managed to grab the
As-
kobold at all.
You did manage to grab him. It's just now you're both tumbling and you're getting jacked up.
Okay, if I've got a hold of him, I would like to position myself in such a way that like I take the brunt of this fall damage.
Why, hello there. I didn't know you'd be joining me.
Well, considering the rolling aspect of it, there's only so much you can prevent here. But you would be protecting him from some of this.
Yeah, if he can protect him even a
But,
little bit, he would.
Let me check here.
The 90-foot drop.
So
It's a 90-foot drop.
what are we working with here?
Congratulations, Natsu.
Oh,
You acquired a father
okay.
and lost him in the span of 10 minutes.
So you're going to take 21 bludgeoning.
Woo! What a great
Less
start.
than me. Perfect.
21
And
damage.
the kobold is going to take. I need to bring out a calculator for this math.
In one instance, I have lost half my HP.
And
In
the
one
kobold
instance.
takes 7 bludgeoning damage.
You love to
So-
see
In
it.
one instance, I am 7 HP. Help.
So you eventually land on the bottom, Sovir, with this just loud thud as you like land on your back. We'll say that's where most of your damage comes from.
Hmm.
You okay, little guy?
As you look to the kobold, you see that his neck is bent at a 90-degree angle.
Oh, that's not good. I think I can fix that, maybe. And Saphir will kind of unconsciously begin channeling holy energy into the kobold, and he's going to cast level 1 Cure Wounds.
Mm-hmm.
I hope I pass, Mr. Redcap.
And he will recover 11 HP.
Fantastic.
Sophia, as you go into you do this spell you've never done before, and it kind of comes instinctually almost. You feel the energy flow through your fingers, flowing into the kobold as nothing happens. and you see a small trickle of blood come out of the kobold's mouth. It is only now that you realize that he is not breathing.
Oh, this is much worse.
As this happens, Natsu, up near the top, the red cap is kind of watching this whole thing. He's like, wow. Well done. 3 for 1. Good job.
Thank
Quite
you.
proud of you.
I deceived my friends.
Mm-hmm. Now, I will say with this little stunt you've managed to pull here, I'd say you deserve a reward. Just shake my hand.
Glad to.
Won't you take a puss in his hand?
Come on, boys.
What happened
Won't you
to-
shake?
What
Oh,
happened to
boy,
A
Oh, in his
puss in his hand.
So Hutchins
where's-
is still asleep.
Where's Hutchins?
Hutchins is sleeping. So, Calico, as I'll briefly continue your description in a minute, Natsu. Calico, as you're sitting up here, you hear the thudding, like, through all these kobolds trying to speak to you. Crap. Give me a minute. Emergency thing.
Oh no.
Emergency.
I swear.
Emergency.
I swear. Sophia is going to die trying to keep Natsu on the straight and narrow, and then it's going to be chaos from there. I hope you're happy, Natsu. You nearly killed your new dad.
I'm good.
So we'll see about that. Because now Sophia has failed to protect another. Let's see how this goes.
Similarly resembles Noodle Boob.
Nah, that's
but
already...
is blue.
Yeah, that's already out the window. He's blue and looks nothing like Noodle Boobs. That's how
It's
it...
blue Noodle Boob.
Oh man, a shiny Noodle Boobs. Oh, I killed it. Shiny hunting
How
in
do I do
D&D.
this? Let's see. Well, let's see what I can use in my state of near death.
This is great. I'm already burning spell slots. We're not even in combat or anything. We haven't even left the temple. We have not left Dragon's Rest.
Nope, we'll be a-okay.
Losing to falls.
I already knew it would be a bad idea as soon as Arx asked me if I was sure I wanted to do this, and I was like, I don't want to, but Sophia might, so I need to judgment call this.
I mean, if you weren't going to, I was going to.
Yeah, too bad Calico wasn't there. He has the best shot to just leap over a cliff. Because I have abilities. I think I have slow fall.
What do I have? Honestly, let me check my features and traits.
I have slow fall and I have
Divine
something
Order,
that
Channel
doubles my
Divinity.
jump distance.
Let's see. I don't think I have anything that would have helped me there. Let's see.
Oh, so that's why it has an additional 2. Okay.
Yeah,
Wait,
no,
that
my...
creature. What? When a spell you cast. Wait. When a spell you cast with a spell slot restores HP to a creature, that creature regains an additional 2 plus the spell slot's level? What?
What?
So you're telling me if I use a 3rd level spell slot to heal something, it gains an additional 2 and 3? Or
Maybe?
how does that work?
I don't know. I'm not
Wait.
used to playing clerics.
whatever the description says.
The spell slots level. So if it's at a level 3, then it gains 5.
I've got.
An additional 5. Okay.
I just
It's
want to point.
boosting
I
the
want to point out
killing.
in the meta, I have got the perfect way to frame this to make Natsu feel bad.
Oh. Why?
Because
Natsu's had enough trauma.
okay, out of character, Natsu's not going to learn unless she sees how it affects the people around her. And in character, Sophia wouldn't know that Natsu was responsible for this because he rolled so low on that insight, he might as well have been looking away. So, as far as he's concerned, he didn't actually see what happened.
True.
It probably would have been like a split second where he just looked away and saw a bird, and then suddenly they were tumbling down the cliffside.
Mm.
I am back.
Welcome back.
Sorry for the being pulled away. It
Mm.
It's
Yeah.
okay.
recently family member had surgery. I have to go and watch over them.
Mm.
It's all right. We get it.
Anyway, Galco, as I was saying, through the crowd of kobolds trying to, figure out how exactly you killed the clot, you hear the slight tumbling and I imagine a bit of an like the slight yelling of "This is a dumb idea," possibly. That sounds like Sophia's voice.
In
So
that,
I heard.
okay,
Sophia.
okay.
I think he's gonna go over there. Right
I know
away.
there's probably something else you would say, but I mostly brought it up because I knew you'd say something.
yeah, it would have been more akin to just like, ah, shit. But just way more audible than that.
Ah, shit.
Crap.
Just like, ah, shit, I'm
And
coming.
Just down below, you can
That's what I
see
heard.
you can see Sophia, Killy, and the blue kobold, which was missing from this little congregation, just down below to the base of the cliff.
So like, if I were to go, this is like open top, isn't it? This place.
Yeah.
I guess Calico's going to the corner here to look. What?
Mm-hmm.
What was that, Sophia? He looks down.
Sophia
He
is like
sees, like the
pulling himself up from the
green
ground,
hair down there.
and he'll call up as he's doing this, like, no time. Get Lyra. Tell her to get the med kit ready. And he's gonna like
Killy has
shamble.
his thumb,
How
like-
far down? How far down are you?
I believe Ark said
About
90 feet.
90 feet.
Yeah, so just
I
imagine
don't
it's a
think I would
very
hear that
it's a
from
very
90 feet.
strange. Imagine it's a very strange shout.
We'll say, Calico, since it's such a long distance, roll me perception to see if you hear it. Past that, Natsu, you're shaking the red cap's hand.
Yeah.
So
14 total.
okay, keep that in mind. Natsu, as you shake the red cap's hand, there is a sudden warmth that fills you. As you kind of feel it flow from your hand, down your arm to your shoulder and kind of spread throughout the rest of your body. From the tips of your ears to the tips of your toes. As this would be where you get to the new feat that you'd gotten from the level up, Infernal Constitution.
Oh, that makes sense. That's cool, actually. I like the Infernal Constitution.
I've got a plan for how to play this.
Meanwhile, Killy's just there, crippled,
Mhm.
arms facing in the wrong direction.
You've still got
So-
HP. You're fine.
Has my
Yeah.
thumb raised. I'm good.
You raise your thumb is bent at a 90-degree angle.
Yeah. Did you make that perception check already, Calico?
What's your name?
Yeah, I was 14.
Don't worry, I'm about to give you a description of what that means. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
So, Redcap, sir, what's your name?
So, as you go and say that, you kind of ponders for a moment. It's like, I feel you've earned it. Name's Gino.
It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Natsu.
I know. I already know. But moving over to
Who
Calico.
sent this hitman?
Calico, you do hear Sophia calling up from below. It's faint, but you can hear him.
Okay. So he's not even gonna bother answering that. He's just gonna go rush over. He's gonna leap over the kobolds. I kind of want to make a roll check for it just because.
Roll me
Because there's so
acrobatics
many
then.
kobolds.
You want to do it like that? Roll me acrobatics.
A total 19. So I guess he does this cool,
Yeah.
this very cool leap over the kobolds. Almost like he jumps and he's like spinning, and then he lands
Jumps.
behind all of them.
Jumps, grabs onto the statue, and just repositions yourself midair next to Lyra.
Not that far. That would be so far. That's 20 feet.
I feel like it'd be a case of like you would turn around, jump up towards the pillar, and then jump off the pillar to get over the kobolds.
Something like that.
Like a wall jump
on
from
the
Mario
pillar,
64.
Like
Me and Sophie have the same idea. Me and Pocket too. Golly.
Yahoo!
he's going straight to Lyra. Hey, Lyra.
So you quickly make your way over to Lyra. Lyra just kind of looks at you surprised, like, huh? Okay, slow down.
Sophia, I think Sophia he needs help. He's at the bottom of the cliff.
There's this moment in which there's a brief flash of panic in her eyes as she quickly makes her way over here, looks down, sees you, Sophia, and then immediately that panic kind of lessens as she sees you're still breathing. Where she kind of takes a breath, looking to you. What happened?
Sophia will, like, very pained, call back up. Not sure. Need medical help, though. Get down here.
Killy, even though an elf, Killy tried to jump, but instead just tripped on the side and just started straight down, face first.
And basically, while Lyra is
So-
making her way down here, Sophia will begin examining the
Down there or
kobold.
something.
Mm.
How long is a rope? If I have one.
The average length
Generally,
of rope
most
is like,
ropes players start with is 50 feet.
yeah, 50 feet. So not
Do I
long
even
enough.
have one?
I have a rope.
You're going to have
more
to
than-
check for the
That's probably more
trap.
than long enough for me, or at least for my character to work with.
Well,
We've
the
got traps
cliffside
on the way down.
Oh,
Let's
I do.
go.
the cliffside
have
goes
a
down
rope.
90 feet, if you remember.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
And basically, I'm examining the kobold to confirm death, I guess.
Roll me a medicine check.
Oh no, I'm horrible at those. Why do I roll good on the things I'm supposed to be bad at? and roll bad on the things I'm supposed to be good at.
So if you're considering, this kobold's neck is currently, 90 degrees, you have a feeling that he has snapped his neck. Yeah, he's probably dead.
I'm not a
You're
doctor,
You're
but
fairly sure he's dead.
I'm not a doctor, but I don't like his odds. Ah, that's upsetting.
Has it
Lack
been
of
1
breathing
minute?
also gives a good sign that he's dead.
Has it been a minute already?
This is gonna be a fun conversation with Runara, I'm sure.
Runara currently watching this whole thing unfold from the temple.
Not too late, maybe?
Hi, Renara.
Keely's
You
just
uh,
in a
roll that
pile.
thing real quick. Okay.
Keely's just in a
Leg over here. Arm over there.
So, as this is happening, Natsu, Lara, and Kalikov come over to you, currently looking down at your handiwork.
Does Layra have rope?
She does not.
Damn.
I'm sorry.
Because maybe we could combine
I
it.
tripped, and I bumped into someone, and they fell.
Oh, that's good. I love it.
I'm sorry.
Lara just shakes her head. It's like, it's fine, kid. We all make mistakes. like not even not even batting an eye to the fact that someone might have died here.
That's it, I'm gonna jump down there.
Please,
don't.
please don't.
Please don't. I can take care of this. I'm sure of it.
So, as this happens, I went and made a roll. Runara does actually go out of the temple for like a fairly decent drop, like a 40-foot drop. Kind of just holding on to the wall. As they manage to stick the landing on the cliffside and slide down. As they start making their way towards you guys.
Let's go, Runara.
I tried
Damn.
the same thing.
Okay.
That's what I tried to do.
Kelly, wait. I've told you many times before that it was a dumb idea to try and slide down that.
I know.
You elves always want to try the strangest things.
My child.
He looks over to the blue kobold, a solemn expression on their face. Mizo. An unfortunate loss.
I'm sorry. I was right there, but I couldn't do anything.
Dad, I can't spare the dying.
See, that was also one of my
Another
thoughts.
Child gone.
Huh? What was that, Sophia?
That was also one of my thoughts. If I could cast Spare the Dying, but something told me it wouldn't matter.
Well, let's see. What do I have here?
Okay. So a critical question for you, DM. So Sophia was there when Natsu did her thing, which means he would have seen what happened roughly, right? He just wouldn't have been able to discern if it was intentional or not.
Yeah, I mean, based off of the insight check that you had and the deceit, like the deception roll she did, it looked like she genuinely tripped into him.
Well, that makes Sophia's path clear. He is going to gently lay the kobold down and turn to face Runara. Anything noticeable about her demeanor right off the bat?
She looks like there's definitely a sadness to her eyes.
though, like, there's no like rage or anything behind it. It looks like, if anything, this is just unfortunate would be the word.
I mean, they don't live that long anyways, really.
They don't,
To Sophia, that doesn't really matter right now. So,
or like in older editions, they didn't. Like nowadays, they live about as long as humanity does.
Yeah.
The only real exceptions to the age rule is dwarves and elves.
so with that in
Dwarves
mind,
get to be like 350. Elves get to be 700.
Mm-hmm.
with this whole thing in mind, Sophia is going to turn to Renara and say, "I'm sorry. It's my fault that this happened. And there is something that I would ask of you as a result of this, but if you could."
Kind of puts up a hand. Like, you've already done plenty. The fact that you went after him shows that you did your best.
But my
I
best,
wouldn't consider this your fault.
it is though. And I would ask that you hear me out. But wait until the others reconvene with us. And Sophia will like pick up the blue kobold and begin. Is there like a defined path for him to follow, or would he just be walking this way roughly?
Up here, like, it's kind of like on a little bit of a plateau before it eventually skews off to the water. Since, the pathway is, there is a ceiling to the path up until, like, the crank area. But there is, like, a rough path you can take off to the left that leads towards the gate. And generally there you have a easier time of getting down.
Okay. Sophia would begin making his way towards the easier of the two paths then. And basically just waiting to converse with Renara again whenever they're back at the at this area up here. And sure,
Before he goes,
Oh, sorry.
before you go, is it possible that I can prayer of healing like myself and Sophia? Despite my injuries.
Yeah, I would allow that.
Okay. So what is that?
I'm pretty sure Prayer of Healing only has verbal components.
Yes. So 10 minutes is what I need. So I just need him to like stay here for 10 minutes as
30 feet.
Yeah, in 30 feet.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Sophia, stay, please.
Very well. We'll wait for the others to come here then.
And then I will cast Prayer of Healing on the both of us.
Mm-hmm. So, meanwhile, back on the top of the cliff, Calico and Natsu, with a layer of sandwich between. Natsu, Lara looks over to you. Says, "So, you were saying you tripped into him?"
Yeah.
That's fine, kid. Yeah, accidents happen. I just hope. She kind of shakes her head as she realizes what she said. At least Sophia seems to be alright.
We both gained 16 HP.
Ryan's not dead.
16 HP. Hell yeah.
Yes.
A drop like this wouldn't be enough to take Sophia down.
Apparently it would be enough for me to go down.
Yeah. So we're basically just waiting for them all to come down here, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You also benefit from like the effects of a short rest.
Oh.
I gain the benefits of a short rest?
Yes.
What a deal. I'm gonna spend one of my hit die in that case.
Well,
Wow.
entire casting gain the benefits of a short rest and also gain 2d8 hit points.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and spend my 1 cleric hit die so that I can get back the rest of my HP. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So, with that, Lara starts making her way further down the path to try and reconvene with you guys. She looks back to, you, Natsu, and Kako. Well, I guess we should make sure they're alright.
Yeah.
Is you coming with?
Looks like they need help. Calico's. I'm gonna use feline agility.
So,
He's gonna
Oh, no.
zoom. He's gonna zoom past all of. He's already gone before she even says that.
So, Lyra, I do feel oddly warm.
I'm sure you do. She goes and she does her usual thing of like going to ruffle your hair.
It feels
As her
inside.
hand like reflexively like comes off as like, oh, you. She kind of like kneels down onto a knee for a second and places a hand to your forehead. Are you feeling all right?
I feel all tingly inside and fuzzy.
You feel like you're burning up.
Burning up? What do you mean by that?
Feels like you're sick.
What is sick?
It was in that moment that Lyra realized what exactly Sophia has been dealing with this entire time.
Have fun explaining the concept of
does
sickness,
Lara-
sucker.
Does the next time Layra goes to sleep, a god's gonna say, "You be her mother."
You're now the mom.
You're now
Alright.
her mother.
What's the term sick mean?
Not feeling well. And it's not because you're hurt.
Huh?
You can feel bad and, not have any, injuries. Sick tends to be that.
Okay.
I'm sure you've never experienced it, so.
No.
I'll check you out later. Let's go reconvene with Calico. Calico, by the way, with your feline agility, you're already like here.
Already there. Just zoomed.
Huh?
And
Wait,
with that,
did I pass them?
with that,
How did I get-
we'll go ahead and skip ahead a little bit. But Natsu,
Yep.
do you mind rolling me a good old perception check?
Perception check. Okay.
So we just leave the body in the middle of town?
Yeah, I mean, it's a pile of bodies. And yes, I have Mizo.
20
Put it in the water.
Oh, dirty 20. Lovely. So, when you are about here, with Lyra leading you along, you get a good look at the pile of bodies that was once the clot, right? Like, besides the fact that the smell is atrocious emanating off of this thing, and there's just billows of steam, flowing off of it. Who added another calico? Be gone. There we go.
Kagebushi no
who did
jutsu.
Me, whoever did that. Anyway, as
As you're looking to the pile of bodies, steam rising, smell abhorrent, you spot something shiny within the mass.
Huh? What's that? I want it. Gimme, gimme, gimme.
Lara has like a brief moment where she spins around like, huh? Are you going to go and grab the shiny thing?
Yes.
Jabs arm into pile of corpses.
So you're just diving into the corpse pile. Am I hearing this
At
correct?
first die.
Yes. And I'm gonna take Lyra with me.
No!
No. Oh, dear.
No.
You go and
Do we still have to check for the traps, by the way? Or-
the rest of the traps were generally, undone. The only thing that's still there would be the little potholes,
Mhm.
which is why they're still on the map.
I see.
Natsu, for pulling Lara in, do you mind rolling me an athletics check?
Athletics. Yes.
Oh, you do mind? My apologies.
No, I know. 22 total.
Golly, lady! She
This
can't
girl
stop
is going
winning.
places.
Tomoe,
This girl's going
Tomoe.
places, I swear.
if you get Layra
So
killed, this
you-
will be unforgiven.
You just dive into the pile of corpses, dragging Lara along with you. He's like, no! As she just falls face first into the corpse pile.
Do we see this?
As
Please say we see this.
you wouldn't see it, but you could hear it.
Dang it.
There is a lot of sudden wet squelching noises you can hear from below.
Well,
Ew.
with
Eh,
the current
Sophia.
health that I have, possibly heal broken bones, I will stumble over to check.
Remember, there is a ceiling to this.
Yes.
This little flat platform continues out to like around here.
Yep. Gonna keep on going.
Mhm.
We need a
So-
platform here. I need a platform. DM, platform me.
All right, fine.
Platformed.
All right, platform.
Perfect.
So
Shiny, shiny.
Lara slowly tilts her head up as she spits out a tooth. It's decidedly not one of her teeth. As she
I will lean
looks
over
to
the
you with such contempt. Though there is, you can kind of tell that she wants to be mad. She really wants to be mad at you,
Match.
but there is
just a
still this
baby.
little part of this that she can't deny was a little silly and kind of funny.
I've raised such a problem
So here's-
child.
So she is fighting the urge to not smile. I'm gonna tell you, that was one of the most vile things I've ever experienced.
I saw something shiny and I want it.
So, Kelly, you go and peer over the edge, being able to see Natsu and Lara in the corpse pile.
Need healing. Pops up some blood.
Well, as saying this, Lara kind of glances over to you, kind of just scrounges around to her bag.
walks over to you as best she can and just kind of reaches up with one of her healer's kits. I mean, I can't treat you from down here, but if you can patch yourself up.
Do I try it? Yes or no? Let's.
When
Time for
in
a judgment call. Time for a judgment call.
he's doing it. He's doing my thing.
Judgment call.
Judgment call.
Judgment call.
He's doing my thing. I'm so proud.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Okay, so I'm gonna try and just like go over the edge and just come back in.
Oh, roll me acrobatics.
Not the
At disadvantage.
acrobatics.
It wouldn't
I'm
need
going
be
to die.
I mean,
Would it be at disadvantage?
it could be, but you did get to healing prayer earlier.
Yes. No exhaustion. Yeah. I'll just roll.
Mm-hmm.
Another 2. Let's go. I tumble.
3.
Oh no.
Oh
What
no!
Hey, do you mind rolling me a dexterity saving throw?
Overshoots.
So wait, are you
I'm
happy
gonna
with all
die.
the luck you've stolen? Because this is the result.
Oh, never mind.
19. So
19
this is gonna be
total.
one of
Dang
those
it.
things
Save.
where you try and swing out from the ceiling, your fingers slip, you fall, and somehow manage to land just right, like on a slight edge on the cliff face, and pull yourself back up.
See,
Whoa.
I can share the luck.
Oh,
Don't you sit there and lie to me.
that could have gone very wrong.
Tomoe heard the accusations and was like, all right, you know what, fine, I'll give you a little bit. Just so you get off my back.
Never.
Either way. So, Natsu,
Yes.
you go and sift through the corpse pile, and do you mind rolling me a Constitution saving throw?
How do I do that again?
So on your sheet on the top left,
Mm.
you'll see a saving throws box. It's a big box underneath your strength, dexterity, and constitution stats.
Meanwhile, Hutchis is sound asleep.
Useless
Under
ass
dexterity?
goblin.
And is it just listed as con?
It is labeled as con. And you'll see this big box with 6 little boxes inside of it. Each of the little boxes has a stat.
Okay. Yeah.
Those are your saving throws. Roll me a Constitution saving throw at advantage.
In advantage.
Roll it twice and take the higher
You
result.
just
Remember
roll
what advantage
twice.
means?
Yeah.
You roll twice and you take the higher number.
With her luck, she won't need it.
So I just take the
Rolls
second
2
number,
nat
the high-
20s.
So when you roll with advantage, you use whatever was the higher number.
The first
What if
one
they're
was
both
17.
20s?
Well, then you don't need to worry about the choice. I'm trying to listen to Tomoe here.
The second number is a 20.
A nat 20.
Yes.
Well, there we
Well
go.
then,
There we have it. Perfect, huh?
I don't
The
ever,
As expected.
17.
I don't ever want to hear the words "I don't steal luck" escape your lips again.
I'm not stealing luck. I just have lucky dice.
You have stolen from all of us.
Mushrooms in them. They have little tiny mushrooms inside of them.
so as you go and sift through the pile of corpses to get to the shiny thing, like while the other day you could briefly smell like something that didn't really smell great, from down below, kind of wafting up here. Down here you're getting whiffs of this this corpse pile, and to you, this smells fine. To you, if anything, you can kind of compare it to like weirdly maybe like a cheap cologne, if anything.
The smell of roses.
It is an almost pleasant smell to you.
What?
Red flag. Red
Okay,
flag.
That's just terrifying. That's terrifying.
Corpses.
Now, where
pleasant.
is this object? I want my shiny object.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Digging through the corpses, you do eventually find that of the object being that of a small metallic cube.
Ooh. What's this?
A 4x4 tungsten cube.
So you grab the cube. It's about the size of like a basic Rubik's cube. Upon its surface, you see various small sigils have been carved into it. The cube itself being made of some kind of brass.
Hey, Lyra, look what I found!
As you say this, Lyra is currently looking to you, Killy. It's like, are you okay? I think we almost lost you there.
Yeah.
It's been like
Wasn't
30
my-
minutes since we woke up.
Definitely not my smartest idea.
Golly. Go sit
Yes, I
down.
need-
I'll patch you up in a minute.
Okay. Guess the cleric needs another cleric.
What I found, Lyra?
Lyra looks to you, Natsu, and notices the cube you're holding and kind of tilts her head quizzically. What is it?
It was shiny, and it was in this pile of bodies. I don't know what it is, but it's like a cube. It has funny things on it.
Get out of the corpse pile, she says, trying not to gag.
Okay? Then I'll come over to you.
Do I make a constitution saving throw?
Give it a second.
Okay.
So you're making your way over to Lyra. The minute you get like right up next to her, Lyra has this brief moment where her eyes begin to water. It's like, oh,
Are you okay? You're not hurt, are you?
Natsu, you smell really bad right now.
Sorry. It doesn't really smell at all to me.
She just looks at you and just shakes her head no. She kind of just exhales before looking over to the cube in your hands. So you had that, huh?
Yeah. What is it?
We could check that in a minute. We need to get everyone off of the rock wall shelf
Okay.
thing. As Blair kind of motions for you to continue on, she is going to spend some time to go and fix up Killy. Killy, you're going
Yes.
to heal 15 HP.
Woo, let's go, Lyra.
Thank you.
Mhm. So, meanwhile, back up top, Calico, Runara, and Sophia, like, all of you at this point have, since the healing prayer has been done, you guys have had a chance to start making your way down the trail.
Mm-hmm.
we'll say that Runara has been carrying Mizo's body,
Yeah, that's fair.
as she would insist.
Sophia would
Oh,
not
by
prevent
the
her from
way,
doing
we,
that.
We forgot one person.
Which person? Yeah,
The one inside the barrel.
yeah.
He's chilling.
Yeah, I still have him. Like I can still see him on my end. He's right here.
He's chilling. He'll be
hasn't
he'll
been
be
told
fine.
to get out yet.
No one has told him that the invasion's done.
And with everything that's going on, it's
What's
gonna be
his
that
name
way.
again?
It's gonna be that way for a bit longer.
Lexer.
Lexer?
Mm-hmm.
Do I?
Anyway, as I was saying, you guys would be around here at this point, by the way.
Yay.
So, with that, Sophia, you can see Natsu currently holding a strange, like shiny object in her hands.
Seeing Natsu, Sophia will run over to her and sort of like come to a sliding stop on one knee in front of her and be like, "Hey, are you all right?"
Yeah, I'm good. You?
I've been better. I didn't.
just feel really warm and tingly and fuzzy inside.
Sophia like instinctively puts hand to forehead as if to check for fever.
Mm-hmm. I will say, you go and feel Natsu's forehead, and it's hot, like actually hot, like the kind of temperature where, like if you held it on for a bit too long, you would contemplate taking your hand off of it because of how hot it is. Like it's not quite burning, but you know what I mean.
Sophia, upon feeling this, looks concerned. Looks not to like square in the eyes and is like, "Are you feeling all right?"
I feel fine. I just feel warm, fuzzy, and tingly inside. That's all.
Lexer.
Sophia kind of not really relieved or anything, but he lets out a sigh, and then I'm gonna roll a judgment call here.
So, Killy, as you go and call out to Lexer, like the box in the back of the store like creaks open slightly as Lexer's head just kind of pops out.
You can come out now.
Are we good? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
He crawls out of the box, starts making his way. Sits back on his barrel. Just flips the little sign next to him from closed to open.
Okay. So with that,
Calico, what are you doing, by the way?
Oh, my bad.
I'll continue your thing in a minute, Sophia.
Sorry.
Guess he. Who am I with? Oh, the corpse?
Hey, you're with Runara and the corpse.
I guess he's gonna. He's gonna.
You can
talk
separate from them if you
Runara.
wish.
He's
You
gonna
can join the
find
rest
out
of the party.
what even I don't even. He doesn't even know what happened with that. The corpse. So he looks. First thing he notices now is, I guess Sophia's already gone. So now he really notices the corpse.
Mm-hmm.
Hey. What? So I guess he's talking to Runara. What's this? What's the deal with this kobold corpse?
Runara looks to you, surprised to you didn't know what was happening, but takes a shrug. He took a tumble.
Oh.
Neck
That's-
snap in 3 different places.
Oh. That's not good. I don't think there's anything we can do about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna be bringing him to a graveyard in a bit. So I'd make
Right.
sure you all made it back down here safe before I started making my way out.
Right. Do you
Though-
still need any help carrying him out?
I can carry him on my own, but in case I don't see you for, today's plans, you can go and talk with that of Eni. I filled him in on plans ahead of time in case I was busy.
Right. I got it.
Mm-hmm. All right. I'm heading out. Good luck to you all.
Guess he's gonna make his way over to Sophia now.
Dang it, she's leaving. That's going to make what I need to do significantly harder to pull off.
All right. So, Sophia, you were saying.
Okay, so with the judgment call that I made earlier, Sophia is going to, after examining Natsu, seeing that she's alright, kind of unconsciously pull her into a hug.
Oh. She's very warm. It's like hugging a heated blanket.
I'm glad you're alright. I'm supposed to protect you. Would have been a pretty bad worker if I failed my job already. Though I guess that ship's already sailed.
Hey, Sophia.
Hmm?
I feel really, really tired.
Try to stay awake a bit longer. There's something you need to see before I allow you to sleep. And with that, Sophia's not really going to pay any mind to the cube because he doesn't care about that right now. But he will, if Natsu will allow, pick her up and begin walking back up to the temple where the rest of the kobolds are.
Mm-hmm. Is anyone going to be going with them? Calico?
Mayhaps.
Keely?
Mayhaps?
Mayhaps is not an answer.
I suppose. Sure. Calico's sees Sophia. He was approached.
Kelly.
That was his thing.
Keely, are you going to be heading up to the temple with them? Silence.
He's dead. I killed him.
I guess so. Oh, Focat lives? Is that what I heard?
Yep. I'm alive.
Here.
I'm dead.
I was asking if you were going to head up to the temple with the rest of the party.
Yes. I must check on my other children.
Cool.
Alright.
So we're all heading the same way.
Which they all shove each other off the edge.
Alright.
Slash me.
So-
Shoved everyone off the.
You all make your way back up to the temple.
Okay. So,
I am no longer in control of my character, so
Gotcha.
Okay.
nor can I see what's happening.
Basically, just everyone moved up to the temple.
so,
So,
so how do all of the kobolds seem after their comrade has died?
less bothered than you would have expected. In fact, they are currently, finishing off their meal as one of them looks at you like,
Hey, that was mine.
Hmm.
No, it was mine.
All right then.
Give me my button.
as they start fighting each other.
So, upon witnessing that, Sophia will turn to Keely and say, "You refer to these kobold as your children, right?" Keely,
Come on.
Focat, are you there?
Focat is dying because he is like away from like computer. He is away. He is with other
Away from
people.
computer.
Focat, please, this is
AFC.
important. No!
Oh, come
AFC.
on, no.
Can I break up the fight?
Yeah, you can if you wish.
Yes, stall for time until
Did I
Focat comes back.
I'm trying to talk to the Eni guy now because Runara told me he could fill me in.
Mm. Yep.
Wolf, you're really tired.
I know you are, but please, for just a bit longer, I need you awake.
So I guess Calico's gonna call out to which one. He's gonna say, "Hey, which one of you is Eni?"
As you say that, the kobolds stop fighting for a second. As they all separate and they just all point to the guy in front of you.
Oh, hey you.
He himself pointing a finger at himself.
Points the morning star at him. Yeah, you.
Ooh.
They go and grab one of the specks of the Morning Star and start shaking it like a handshake.
Back.
No.
Ah, Focat is back. Sophia, go.
Oh, okay.
Sophia?
Initiate plan Alpha.
Okay,
Plan out.
to catch you up to speed, Fogat, Sophia was asking you if he was correct in assuming that you refer to the kobolds as your children.
Yes, I do refer to them as my children.
Would you say that you treasure them as if they were your own?
Seeing as how I tumbled down the cliffside, presumably, yes.
Yes, that should have been fairly obvious, but I just wanted to be sure. In that case, Sophia will place Natsu down so that she's standing on the ground, and without looking at her, just be like, make sure to keep your eyes on what happens next, and don't interfere. Sophia will reach to his side, where he has like a bunch of other tools on his belt, and he will unsheath one of his daggers and hand it to Keely.
I will take the dagger.
I need you to do something for me. It was through my own negligence that you lost one of your own, so treasured so soon.
Yes.
As such, I know it's not nearly enough to repay the loss you've suffered. But all the same, I would ask you take this payment. And Sophia will turn around and remove his shirt, revealing his very scarred back. Bleed me. As much as you need.
Would you like me to heal that?
No. Quite the opposite, in fact.
As this is happening, Natsu, you suddenly feel something leaning against you as the red cap has returned. He's just watching this whole thing unfold.
Well, isn't this a little bit of something?
Yeah, funny you mentioned that. As Sophia says this and turns around, he looks squarely at Natsu and is maintaining eye contact with her and says, "Pay close attention. This is how I repay my debts. And as you are in my care, your actions, intentional or not, are my responsibility, especially when they affect somebody like this. Thus, my payment must be processed. And he motions for Keely to either stab or slash him in the back, whichever he prefers.
I cannot do that.
Stabs him in the back.
You see, I am unable to cause pain. I will not allow myself to do that.
Then
As you're
don't.
saying this, the red cap just starts laughing. Just oh,
Then
poor Saps. He happens to choose the pacifist.
Then don't think of it as causing pain. Think of it as healing of the soul. You see,
There.
I am in pain in a sense. My negligence has caused a loss of life, and that hurts me far more than any physical wound ever could. Thus, by inflicting pain on me physically, you allow me to repay this blood pact, as it were. And thus my soul will be healed.
I won't do it myself. So, meanie.
Whoever you...
Me looks over like, yes?
Take this dagger and do as he says.
Okay.
The entire time, still maintaining eye contact with Natsu.
As the look on my face kind of grows.
I'm gonna have to go take a break.
And
I gotta go.
terrified
10
and
minutes.
also like as if I cared deeply for him, like not to do this.
Upon seeing this, Sophia smiles gently and says, "It is only fair. We have taken from these people. Intentionally or otherwise, something must be given in return."
Sophia, not you. Me.
No. I swore that I would protect you. Thus, I cannot allow that. You needn't worry, though.
It's okay.
I won't die.
It's okay. Sophia, let me do it instead.
As you're saying this, Mania is like dagger at the ready, like looking back and forth between Natsu and Sophia. Like, who am I supposed to stab?
Sophia,
Do I know
I
this?
I
Do
roll.
I just this?
I rolled a judgment call to determine. Sophia calls out as he asks this, "Me, do it."
Because I mean, Calico, you've probably been watching this whole thing.
Can I jump in front of him?
I think Calico's gonna stop it completely.
You can try.
Everyone is aiming to stop this.
Can I jump in
I could
front
say he
that-
already jumped in and
that Mr.
stopped
I'll
it.
get hit instead of Sophia?
Okay. Let's take a second here. Oh, okay. We have multiple people wanting to stop this, and Meanie wanting to hit Sophia. So, Natsu and Calico, do you mind rolling me acrobatics? I will say, as this whole situation's been happening, Natsu, the Red Cap has been watching this unfold, and it's like, you know, I'm not sure I quite like the way this fella's going about things.
I roll. Wait, 24?
24 total sweet and cheese crackers. What the hell?
I also rolled 20 total.
20 total. So it'd be Calico that succeeds on this one. And let me roll for the Kobold, see how his aim is. Yeah, so
Please,
Calico,
Kobold.
you like very quickly, the minute Meanie goes to move his arm even slightly, you just show up right in the middle of it and stop his hand where it is with your tail. Maybe it's just come on.
Why doesn't anyone listen to me when I say not to interfere with things?
No more
I can't let you hurt anyone.
May I?
Red Cap looks to you, Natsu. It's like,
Hey, Natsu. Yeah, I'm not one to usually give my opinion so freely, but I personally don't think Sophia did a very good thing right here.
Mm-mm.
Maybe he's not as wise as I originally thought he'd be.
He's
How
being
dare.
Hey, maybe his advice isn't as good as you originally thought, right? I mean, he's going through trying to get himself stabbed. He's not responsible for this. Ah, very disappointing.
I know.
Anyway, Sophia, you can continue.
Okay. Saphir will look back and see Calico holding back Mimi and say, I would ask that you not stop him. This is an important lesson to be learned.
A lesson? But why would you want to inflict pain on yourself?
Because it was my fault that Natsu... Whatever happened with Natsu happened because I wasn't watching closely enough. Thus, it is my fault that this happened. Thus, the only person who is capable of repaying this is myself.
The red cap is doing that thing where he moves his hand in motion with you talking, Sophia.
Is this
Like,
guy like a inner conscience, or is he invisible?
We
And
have
none of you guys can see
we
him
have no
or
clue
hear
because
him.
we can't see him. That's why I haven't responded to anything he's been saying.
Damn.
You know,
Slash me throws powder everywhere.
Maybe it wouldn't be the worst idea to let him actually do this. Because, I mean, if he does do this, then maybe he just doesn't really understand, what you want.
So Saphir continues
I
speaking. I'm sorry.
I mean, you're actively trying to, do as you do, and he's preventing you.
But it wasn't his fault.
Exactly. But he keeps insisting it. So, I'd say, let him do it. If he actually does go through with it, then, well, I guess that means that what you say doesn't really matter to him, does it?
Sophia, please stop doing this. Please don't hurt yourself. It wasn't your fault.
Meanie is continuing to just look around. It's like,
You're really gonna do
am I
this to me.
stabbing or not?
You're really gonna do this to me, aren't you? All right.
Don't do this.
Saphir looks to Natsu and says, then are you to imply I would allow harm to come to you in order to pay for this atrocity?
Let it come to me.
Let me roll a judgment call.
I will take the blunt of this.
That's it, Killian. Use fairy fire on the red cap.
Saphir looks to Natsu and says, I can't do that either. I vowed to protect you, and I will follow that as closely as I can.
I vowed myself to protect everyone here. And nothing will stand in my way.
As this is happening, Lara just makes her way over, looking to everyone. It's like, okay, I've been watching this for an extended period of time. Meanie, give me the dagger.
ah,
Meanie lets go of the dagger as Lara grabs it. Lara looks to you, Sophia. You really want this?
It's the only way I can make up for the blood that's been spilled under my watch.
Calico. I'd request that you don't stop what I'm about to do, but do know that I will fix him up immediately after.
I see.
Sophia smiles upon hearing this. Like, yes, finally, somebody I can trust to get the job done.
I
And
can't watch
Natsu?
this.
Natsu? Hey, hey. And, like, Lyra takes a knee to, try and be closer to your level. Hey. It's okay.
I don't want this to happen. It wasn't his fault.
He may not have been the one who ended up pushing the kobold. I know you didn't mean it, but Sophia feels responsible for you. If you make a mistake, to him, it's like he made a mistake.
But
And she
that's
says,
no
Red
way
Cap
to
is like,
punish himself.
Red Cap's like,
Hurting
ah.
himself? Bleeding himself? That's no way to punish someone. I'd just say, like, no food ration for a couple days. Not bleeding himself. That's going way too far. I promised myself that I'd protect everyone in this party from death or from pain. It's my responsibility.
Lyra puts a
Not
hand on
his.
your shoulder. Hey. Sophia's been through similar things. Now, I'd say if this was anyone else, that you'd be a bit right. This is a bit extreme. But a life was lost today. And Sophia has repented for a lot of things, whether things that he's responsible for or not. If he doesn't do this, it's going to sit with him until the end of his days. I'm going to tell you this right now. It messes him up.
Can I forcibly grab that dagger and stab myself with it? So he doesn't have to?
Roll me... I mean, you're wanting to do forceful, so it'd be athletics. Because you're not really trying to be stealthy about it, like sleight of hand. So, yeah,
Not
roll me,
stealthy, so we-
roll me athletics. I'm going to roll a thing myself.
This is not going to end well for either of us. I want you to know that right now.
That's it. I'm using. I'm gonna stop.
21 total.
21 total. For
So-
taking away the dagger.
So, having a brief minute where you go and quickly, lunge, to grab the dagger out from Lyra's hands, there's a brief moment where you're almost certain you're about to grab it as Lyra quickly pulls it away,
Oh.
stops you with her other arm and quickly slashes Sophia's back. She rolled a nat 20.
That's my girl, let's go!
Nat 20.
Hit me with that crit damage.
That crit damage.
You are
Cut.
going to take 6 piercing.
Woo!
I believe is
Six,
what a dagger does.
6 damage,
Cut
yeah!
Your spine. Your spine got cut, and now you're paralyzed.
What?
No. No.
Lyra just shakes her head. Sorry, kid. As she goes and sets the dagger to the ground, blood still dripping off its edge. As she reaches for one of her healer's kits and starts patching up Sophia.
Don't be mad about this, Natsu. This had to happen.
No, it
This
didn't.
is
It didn't need to happen. Why do you considerably think this?
As this is going on, the red cap walks over to Sophia and just leans up against him, motioning to him. It's like,
See, I'm telling you, they don't listen to you. They just don't understand you, lass. I'm sorry. It's just how it is.
And what can I do to make them listen to me?
Well, I mean, you could be a bit more forceful about it, but I mean, we don't want to make a mess of things just yet, do we? We still have a use for them.
I'll find some way to make them understand. Even if it means I get hurt.
Is she saying this out loud?
Of course, lass, of course. Yeah, I mean, Sue has never said anything about saying this quietly.
Okay, in that case, Sophia will kind of.
Fun fact, by the way, I rolled the heroes kit. It rolled 6 total, exactly.
Woo! Let's go. Okay, upon hearing what Natsu just said, Sophia will kind of snap to attention and say, "You will not get hurt. Not as long as I'm alive."
The red cap
And
kind
how am I
of rolls his
supposed to make
eyes.
you listen and understand?
I suppose the same way I'd
Lass.
have to get you to listen and understand.
Lass. Hey,
Yeah.
look. It's clear he ain't gonna get it. You can try and explain to him all you want, but he doesn't understand a mind like ours. So, if anything, we could leave it be. Plus, maybe we'll be a bit more quiet about it, in case he starts getting any ideas to stop us, eh?
You know what? That sounds like a great idea. Thanks for that.
Sure thing, though we should probably be a bit more quieter when talking to me. It seems others are getting a bit suspicious.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah, so if you're just hearing Natsu pretty much talk to herself still. Lyra's like watching this whole thing unfold. Like a slight look of concern growing on her face. Before she looks over to you, Calico. Either way, thanks for not stopping me.
Yeah.
Now that this is over, I'm gonna continue with what Runara told me to do.
With that, you turn around over to Enes. He just looks up at you. Yes?
What? I forgot. Runara told me you could fill me in on the situation happening.
Oh, right. So, currently, smelly man comes from water. And smelly man hurt friends. So, Runara go and try and find where they come from. And she did. It's in a little secret cave out in the middle of the lake. But it's hard to get in there because of the water. But if you had a boat, you can go and sail in there when the moon is high. And you'd stop the problem.
Do we have access to any boats?
You have that one. As he points off in the distance to that crashed ship that's off on a distant shore. The one that supposedly appeared when this whole thing started.
The crash ship. Like one one that we could actually cross over the lake. He didn't mean what I was getting. Because there's like no way to cross that lake. Seems
Yeah, not really.
that one, I don't think we'll be able to use that one cross over the lake. We're gonna need a smaller one.
He gives a shrug.
That's most of the information I wanted. I guess we'll find out how to get a boat.
Well, meanwhile, back at drama.
So
The
by this point, would it be appropriate to assume that Layra has finished patching up Sophia?
Yeah.
Okay.
At this point, you've been patched up. You got a
All right.
large bandage. It's kind of filled with a little bit of gauze on your wound.
Okay. So at this point, basically, Sophia would have his shirt back on, and still feeling bad about the whole situation, turns to Natsu and says, "I know this isn't what you wanted, but I feel you're owed an explanation. If you're willing, would you walk with me for a bit?"
I don't know if I want to face you right now.
That's fair enough. I acted against your wishes and caused you undue grief, and for that I'm sorry. But I would like to explain myself better than what you already understand. But for the time being, I'll leave it alone, but sometime today if you can, I'd like you to come find me, and we'll talk. Does that sound alright?
Sure, I guess.
You know, if he really felt sorry about it, he wouldn't have wanted to do it in the first place the minute you told him no.
I know. To be honest, I don't want to even look him in the eye anymore.
He'll get what's coming to him eventually. I mean, if push comes to shove, we could just remove him ourselves. Or rather, you could remove him yourself.
It makes me so mad. Feel so
Well.
frustrated on the inside. I could just punch him.
Well, I mean, it's not stopped you before.
Puberty.
I'll act calmly for now. But that's not leaving my mind.
Good. Good thing, lass. Good. So, with that, I am going to ask that we are technically at a stopping point here. Would we like to stop here, or would you like to go a little bit further?
I'm good with calling. We go further? Where would we be at if we go further? I guess going towards the mission, probably.
If we're going further, it starts going into how exactly are we going to go about this plan? You know, to go and stop the the undead from rising from the lake. You know, looking into boat or lack of boat or however else. Basically, try and find a way into the cave.
Yeah. I mean, I'm good with going longer if everyone else is. I understand that for most of you it's relatively late. So I understand if we call it here.
What time is it for you? Isn't it
For me, it's
really late
12:14.
for It's so late for everybody.
It's
fine.
it's only 10:14. I can go all night.
It is 12:15 for me, And
Yeah, it just hit 15 for me as well.
originally we
late.
were gonna go to Salem on Friday, but we were so tired that we decided to go tomorrow on Sunday instead.
I mean, if you gotta get up early in the morning, we should probably end this here then.
Yeah, I don't mind.
You should have informed me of this before we started session. I would have made an effort to end this sooner.
Yeah, I forgot.
Poor
Come
Gore.
on. Come on. Either way,
Bad memory.
It's a good stopping point.
with that, we'll go ahead and end this here.
Okay.
Okay.
In that case, I will be stopping stream and ending the recording. So, thank you all so much for watching.
See
If indeed you
around,
have,
folks.
have a good one and stay safe.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.